What is going on, guys? This week we have a very interesting topic that I think a lot of you guys are really going to enjoy. Basically, what this video is going to look like is I'm going to go through 6 athletes. Now, every single one of these athletes has been super inspirational to me throughout my fitness journey. Now, I used to watch them when I was a little kid and say, like, I want a physique like that in the future. My goal in building muscle is to look like somebody like this. And especially in our fitness industry where it's so hard to tell that whether people are natural or not, it's super important to have these figures where you look at them and you say, this is what I'm striving for. This is what I'm trying to achieve. Now, another thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is that I do not know whether or not these people have actually ever used performance enhancing substances in their life. Now, they very well could have, but I am just saying that these physiques are attainable naturally. You could probably achieve them yourself depending on how good or bad your genetics are. Alright, so the first person that I wanted to discuss is Friesma. Now, Friesma himself has admitted to not having the best genetics in the game. In fact, he probably would fall a little bit below average in terms of genetics, but that hasn't stopped him from creating an absolutely incredible physique. Now take a look at these pictures. Guys, Friesma has amazing abs, he has huge arms, he has a great chest, he has really good legs, he has a great back, he has an amazing physique. Just absolutely incredible, and yet his muscle insertions are nothing to write home about. He's not absolutely jacked, but this is an amazing physique to strive for, and it's something that I think a lot of people would be very happy to accomplish. Now, it was really hard for me to find body stats on Friesma, and so I'm not going to make any guesses or anything like that to exactly how much I think he weighs or how much or how tall he is. I'm just saying that this physique with hard work and dedication is definitely achievable naturally, even to people who don't have amazing genetics. Alright, so the next person that I wanted to talk about is Vitruvian Physique, who's also a popular YouTuber. I think his name is Igor Ofinchansky. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but that's okay. We're gonna keep going. Alright, so his body stats, he stands about 6 feet tall, and from what it says online, he's around 175 pounds. Now, I'm not exactly sure if that's stage weight or mid-bulking season weight, but I would assume that 175, he's probably pretty lean, probably in like the 12% body fat area. Now, just look at his physique. One thing that I really want you to pay attention to on Igor's physique is that he has an incredible back. His back genetics are absolutely ridiculous, even though he doesn't have the best genetics in the game. Now, I would say that Vitruvian's genetics, they're right around average. But what I wanted to show you guys in pointing out that he has just an absolutely incredible back is that even though you may have bad genetics, you might have a certain body part that shines extremely bright. So many people don't consider this. When they notice that they probably don't have average genetics, they start thinking, oh man, I'm never going to be able to attain this. I have bad genetics. And they fall into despair. My advice for you is to not let this get you down. Once again, everything that you could want in a physique, Vitruvian has, and he's not in the world's most elite muscle genetics population. As this video goes on, we're going to be getting into a little bit more controversial waters. So the next athlete that I wanted to discuss is Christian Guzman. Now, I used to watch his videos all the time, and his summer shredding series is what inspired me to get into the gym and start working out in the first place. But I just want you guys to take a look at this man's physique. Now, he's about 185 to 195 pounds. I think that's where he fluctuates most of the time, and he's around 5'11", 6 feet tall. But look at this man. He has absolutely incredible obliques, a huge chest, rounded delts, massive arms. Even though his arms are probably the weakest part of his body, they still look amazing. His triceps are shredded, his biceps are fairly small, but they look great. Now, I definitely think that Christian's physique can be achieved naturally, but we are starting to get a little bit above average in terms of genetics. So keep that in mind, that Christian does have above average genetics, and that enables him to achieve a physique that means that some people probably would not be able to achieve naturally. All right, so for the next two people that I'm actually going to talk about, I'm going to talk about them at the same time because I think that they have very similar genetics as well as height. So I think they're both 5'6", and who I'm talking about is Jeff Cavaliere from Athlean-X and Greg Doucette. Now, both of these people have absolutely incredible physiques. Now, Greg has admitted to using steroids the past couple years of his career, but I think up until he was 40 years old, he claimed to be natural, and he's provided a ton of evidence as to why exactly he was natural at that point, and I think he has truly proved himself. So I'm going to go ahead and throw up a video of when Greg was around 40 years old, and he is just looking amazing. His abs are incredible, his quads are crazy, hamstrings are huge, his delts are super capped. It's just incredible. Same with Jeff Cavaliere. Jeff Cavaliere has some of the best arms I've ever seen. He has incredible abs, a great chest and back, and he stays crazy lean all year long. So one thing to just keep in mind about both of these people is that they are shorter. I think they're both 5'6", and so that's going to give the illusion that your muscles are a lot bigger. All right, so the sixth and final person that I wanted to talk about in this video is a guy by the name of Brandon White, and you probably know him from his YouTube channel, Buff Dudes. He is one of the two brothers that started that channel and are still running it. I am pretty convinced that this man is natural himself, and that this physique can definitely be achieved naturally. Now, Brandon White is pretty tall. He stands about 6'2" and weighs about 218 pounds, and he stays pretty lean all year long. But if you look at these photos from back when he was younger, you can tell that he hit his genetic limit fairly early on. If you go to look at his physique nowadays, it hasn't changed much from his physique back in like his mid-20s. So that's one thing that I want you guys to keep in mind. One thing that I haven't done with each of these people is told you what their FFMI is. Now, I have become more and more distrustful of the FFMI system, simply after reading up about it and reading about all the studies that they did to conclude that pretty much 25 FFMI was the max of the natural limit. So what I found was that it was just not very accurate. And so I think that Brandon's FFMI would fall somewhere around the 26 range, as same with Greg Doucette's, and probably Jeff Cavaliere's is up there as well. But I just wanted to show this to you guys to show you an example of a very tall guy who I believe has achieved his physique naturally. If you guys haven't already, I seriously recommend going and looking up the exact study that they used to determine that 25 FFMI was the max natural limit, because it just was not a very well conducted study, and there are a lot of different holes in the science. So that is pretty much it, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I am just now realizing that I did not record an outro. So thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed, and as always, make sure to subscribe for more content, and I will see you all next week.